You look frustrated, Zach. What's up?
I need to go grocery shopping, but I'm confused about what's safe to eat. It seems that every day there's a new warning to avoid this or stop buying that.
What do you mean?
Well, take produce. I've heard that some fruits and vegetables are genetically modified, or GM. I know some people say that such food is safe to eat, but I'm not really comfortable eating it. And the grocery store I usually shop at doesn't label things as being GM or not, so I can't know which is which. Plus, I've heard conventionally grown foods may have pesticides on them, and I don't want to eat chemicals, you know? I figure it's safe to eat organic fruits and vegetables, but I'm a student. I can't really afford the prices. And then there's meat. When I was a kid, my mom used to feed us meat pretty much every day, so I developed a real taste for it. But now we're told that eating meat regularly is one of the worst things you can do for the planet because it takes so much water and energy to raise animals. Plus, doctors say that too much meat can be bad for you. And another drawback is that meat is not cheap. For a while, I tried to eat more fish, but even that's a problem. One of my classmates was saying the other day that it's bad to eat most kinds of wild fish because there's so much overfishing that some species are in danger of extinction. She also said that farmed fish is not much better. Apparently, most fish farms raise fish in a way that is detrimental to the environment, and the fish often have diseases, too. So, yeah, I am frustrated. It just seems like there's no solution, and that I either have to buy food that's bad for my body, and probably bad for the planet as well, or opt to buy food that's good for me and the planet, but bad for my wallet. Either way, it's a problem.
Well, I was reading about one possible solution to what you've been describing, but I'm not sure it's a solution you're going to like.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, apparently some people believe that insect farming is the future.
Insect farming? How can insects be farmed? And why would anyone want to? Oh, hold on. You don't mean cultivating insects for food, do you?
Actually, that's exactly what I mean. Apparently, there are a lot of pros to raising insects for food. You mentioned how farming animals and fish is bad for the environment, right? Well, it seems that farmers require much less food to raise insects than they need to raise cows or sheep or chickens. I don't remember the figures exactly, but I think it takes about 12 times less food to raise some kinds of insects than it takes to raise cows. And because insects require less food, raising them causes less pollution. Not to mention that, unlike large animals, insects don't typically produce greenhouse gases such as methane. Oh, and insects can be farmed in very small spaces. Even a single factory could raise a lot of insects for food. But contrast that with a farm that raises cows or sheep. Those require a huge amount of land. According to some estimates, around 70% of all agricultural land is used for raising livestock. So, all in all, insects are much better for the environment and much cheaper to produce than livestock.
That's all well and good, I guess. But seriously, who would eat insects?
Actually, a surprising number of people already do eat them. According to a report published by the United Nations, about 1 in 5 people around the world already eat insects sometimes. Many insects apparently have ample protein and nutrients, but they're typically low in fat and not a significant source of carbohydrates. They're also lower in calories than most kinds of meat. Apparently, 100 grams of beef can have 250 calories, but the same amount of insects is about half of that.
But can you imagine what they taste like?
Actually, I've eaten insects before, and they tasted, well, surprisingly good. After college, I lived in Japan for a couple of years working as an English teacher. I was living in a pretty rural area, and some of the traditional local dishes had insects as the main ingredient. I was a bit nervous, but I tried something called inago, locusts cooked in soy sauce, sugar, and some other stuff. They tasted kind of like nutty shrimp. I kind of liked them.
I'm still a skeptic. I just can't imagine a scenario in which most people here would eat insects regularly. The idea is just too gross.
I can understand your reaction, but whether we think of foods as delicious or disgusting is often cultural. Take lobsters, for example. These days, we think of lobster as a luxury food, and we're willing to pay a high price for them, right? But I've read that 100 years ago, lobster was considered a suitable food only for servants and the poor. Rich people would never have eaten it.
So you're suggesting that our cultural tastes might change and we all might come to see insects as a desirable food? Well, you might be right. But as for me, I'll stick with chicken or beef the next time I'm in the grocery store. Thank you.